So, Jack, I met you at Dice West last week as you were one of the students that we invited to come and experience and learn more about the digital infrastructure industry. So, before you came, this was kind of a behind the curtains industry and you didn't know much about it. And I'm hoping you walked away feeling excited and invigorated about it. But before I get into some questions about your thoughts on the industry, I'd love to hear about your experiences at Chapman University, where you went to school, kind of why you studied what you studied and your journey in trying to find in your career and figuring out what you want to do now that you've graduated.
Yeah. So at Chapman University, I studied computer science and I got into it by taking a computer science class in high school and then finding a real interest and real excitement about problem solving and coding and building something and writing something on my own. And so going to school for computer science and getting a degree in computer science, I was really just exposed to the programming and coding aspect of the tech industry, which is pretty huge, but it doesn't cover the different aspects and the different parts of the tech industry that are simultaneously supporting all the innovative work that you see big companies doing. So yes, I like to write code and I like to make something, but there's so much that goes on underneath it as also supported by programmers, by engineers. And going to Dice West and talking to people in the industry really opened my eyes to how many different parts are working with each other and how many pieces of the puzzle are fitting with each other to make this whole system run. So you have programmers that are writing code, but you also have data centers that are processing information, storing data. And then even in the data centers industry, you have people that do construction, people that do optimization for the different buildings, people that develop tools. So like software develop tools to manage the facilities better, or people who develop kind of predictive models for where it's going to take us and what kind of requirements we need for the data centers. There's just so much that I've been opened up to.
Oh, that's really great to hear. And I hope that it's no longer a kind of behind the scenes industry for you anymore. But yeah, myself, I kind of learned as I went along when I came into this industry where I didn't know anything about a data center before it. And now realizing how important it is and how it's the backbone of our digital infrastructure and really just our daily lives, it just puts it into perspective how important this industry is.
Mhm.
Being said, I know you just said you did a computer science class in high school that really piqued your interest and kind of that was how you chose your degree. Do you think it would be valuable for high school students and just scaling it back from K through 12 to have this component of, hey, you have your computer science classes, you have your STEM classes. Would it have been valuable in high school and also in college, in university, where you also got to learn about that and it was part of the curriculum?
Yes, absolutely. I think that on the surface level, or at least in this area, high schools are teaching things like computer science, programming, and a lot of students coming up, they know about, okay, yes, programmers, they write code so I can use Facebook or Instagram, right? But there's so much about how the cogs of the real world work that are taught about technology. So something where students get to learn about what parts of digital infrastructure make up our world, what kind of purposes do these things have, I think would be really great. Not only just explaining, hey, these kind of programs are how apps work or something, right? Kind of explaining the infrastructure. So there's data centers, cloud computing, web services. It does get a little bit kind of rough and hard to explain at some points, but even just an overview or explanation of how digital infrastructure works would be amazing.
That's really good to hear. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's really something where even if it's just one little thing, like you said, a quick overview, if it piques someone's interest, they might
Mhm.
possibly want to pursue it as a degree or as a career down the road. Because at the end of the day, you don't know what you don't know. And if they don't know about data centers or the digital infrastructure industry, would they know how to pursue it as a career? So that being said, with experiences and internships, I know some of the people that you met at Dice, you are in talks with them about doing an internship and also probably shadowing for a day to kind of really experience and see firsthand what it looks like to be part of this industry, whether or not you do end up going into operations. But with those experiences like that, are you excited about it? How do you feel?
So I'm excited about them. Excited to step into this world of data centers and really get a hands-on experience with that. But at the same time, I'm a little cautious and apprehensive because I went to school and I have my passion. I love building things. I love coding things. And so to have this experience where that's kind of unrelated it's a little daunting at first, but
Mhm.
like I've learned, the tech industry and the different parts of it are so large and there's so many different places where I can apply my skills.
Absolutely. And with this whole industry, like you and I have been talking about, everything's interconnected. And just because you went to school for one thing doesn't mean that you can't apply it to something completely different. Experiences and being able to see it firsthand is definitely very valuable. Our whole goal is to try to demystify this industry for the younger generation, and any feedback, any experience from people like you and the things that we're doing, that's all valuable learning experiences. And it's on us to make this industry inviting so we can get you guys to come into the industry and choose it as a career. Just really excited to have met you. And now that you know about our industry, to know that you're learning more about it. And thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.